We're gonna wait here for a second. Microphone check. Can everybody hear me okay? All right, we're waiting for one promotee. He's coming from a call, so we'll wait a couple minutes and we'll start the ceremony. How'd that sound, Court?
Sit right here, and then once whoever's speaking again, I don't know who's going back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't. And I've had one time,
Thank you for your patience as we're waiting for one more promotee this evening. We're passing around a QR code that'll send you a direct link to our program this evening. It's here at the front. We'll just pass it around. Feel free to take a picture.
Let's turn this off real quick. Let's just take it away real quick. Let's try to turn it down then. Let's see if that works.
Check, check. Do we have banning here yet? Not quite. Couple minutes? Okay.
Okay.
For those of you on the back wall, can I just have you take a couple feet forward? We're gonna have to bring down the screens to adjust some of the volume settings real quick. Check, 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 check. Check, check. Sounds good. Chief Larson, can you hear me in the back? Good. He's my. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for your patience this evening, and welcome to the ECC, where we'll be holding our May promotional ceremony. Here at Unified Fire, promotional ceremonies are a significant way for us to honor the dedication and sacrifice of our firefighters and their support systems, including family, friends, coworkers, and mentors. First, we'll go ahead and start with the UFA Pipes and Drums and Color Guard.
Present arms.
Please rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Host. Colors.
Thank you. You may be seated. Again, thank you and welcome to the ECC. A little housekeeping. We do have a restroom right outside the hallway to the right-hand side. We have waters and cookies in the back for you all as well. But again, welcome. Tonight, we are celebrating the promotions of 6 exceptional employees. Starting off, we have Colin Jeffries promoting to engineer, Paul Story promoting to staff captain for the Wildland Division, Banning Stevens promoting to captain, Ben Edgeworth promoting to captain, and John Morgan promoting to captain. And last, we'll conclude with Chief Rob Ayers, who's promoting to division chief tonight. As far as the order of operations this evening, we'll have Captain Jubal Perez begin the ceremony speaking on behalf of Colin Jeffries. Colin, where are you? Okay. Once after that, we'll have you come up and we'll swear you in. At that time, please feel free to bring your family up, and we'll also pin you during that time as well. And that goes for all the promotees tonight. Once you're up to swear in, please feel free to bring your family along with you. Also during that time, we'll have Courtney take photos of you all as well, okay? After you're done swearing in and getting your badge, please feel free to sign your certificate of promotion as well. After Colin is finished there, we'll have Captain Matt Call speak on behalf of Paul Story. Paul will have you then stand up and do the same thing. We'll swear you in, bring your family up, and so on and so forth. After which, we'll have Captain Jesse Carpenter speak on behalf of Banning Stevens. Captain Tuto will then speak on behalf of Ben Edgeworth. Dave Terrion will speak on behalf of John Morgan. We'll then ask all of the captains to stand up together. Please bring your families up, and we'll do the same with the signing and the swearing in. And lastly, we'll conclude with Division Chief Rob Ayers, in which we'll have Division Chief Anthony Widdison speak on behalf of Chief Ayers. And then Chief, we'll have you do the same thing. We'll have you come out and swear in. And then after which we'll have Chief conclude the ceremony with a few of his thoughts. Captain Jubal Perez.
I was hoping I wouldn't be first, so thank you. As I started writing this little intro, I made it tailored it to Colin. So he gets it, the rest of you just listen. And on the 8th day, God looked down on this planned paradise and said, "It looks great, but what I really need is a superhero." So God made the fire department engineer. God said, "I need someone willing to get up before dawn, do all the chores, cook breakfast, eat last, then clean up while his crew enjoys a morning coffee out in the veranda. I need someone strong enough to lift a car off the entrapped family, yet gentle enough to tuck his crew in bed at night after a long shift. Someone smart enough to calculate in his head the friction loss and the PDP for a 3-alarm apartment fire from 4 water sources with variable pressures, supplying water to 5 different pumping apparatus while simultaneously driving God's beloved firefighters to the fire while others on the road ignore his warning signals. So God created Unified Fire Department Engineer." I had the honor of meeting Colin about a decade ago. He had just started working on a part-time ambulance, trying to gain experience and a reputation to better his chance to get offered a full-time position. Colin was and still is one of the hardest working persons I have ever met. He trains like it's the real thing. His professionalism and excitement in his craft is contagious. He exemplifies what a firefighter should be and is making a role model for us all. The Hummingbird is his nickname. If you know him, he never stops moving. He moves at the speed that is just exhausting to watch. He's always puttering, always fixing, just floating around. Throughout the years, I have seen Colin render aid from hundreds of persons and fighting dozens of fires. From carefully placing a sling on grandmother's dislocated shoulder to raising the drug addict from the dead, from fighting basement fires to doing truck stuff. Colin has done each with the same tenacious fervor. In June of 2021, I knew what specialty road Colin would take. A report of a fire at a multi-story apartment building under construction in Mill Creek came in. Multiple calls, large smoke column, 100 degrees out. We knew we had work cut out ahead of us. The nature of the incident, which we discussed, the heat, construction, no fire system installed, the time of the day, the list just continues, made for a challenging operation that Luke Cadence, the engineer, was going to need some help on. This is a primarily defensive fire, which means that we stay outside and try to mitigate it from there. I assigned Colin to work with Luke. Watching the two of them work together to increase their pressure, complete calculations, pull and connect different hoses, open valves, reevaluating was an amazing synergistic event to watch. Colin's ears were listening, his eyes were watching, his hands working, all with the intent to mitigate the incident, yet absorb as much information as he could. The satisfaction on both their faces from a job well done and being proud of their efforts was quite a thing to watch. At this moment, I knew which path Colin was going to go. So please join me, Engineer Colin Jeffries.
Right here first, I gotta swear you in first. Getting ahead of yourself. So the camera can see you. Can you raise your right hand? Yeah. I can hold the baby. You can put it down. You've been chosen by virtue of your background, training, and personal qualities to be an engineer for Unified Fire Authority. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on and off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Authority its personnel, and the quality of service that UFA provides to the citizens that we serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Colin Jeffries,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the vision,
that I will uphold the vision,
mission,
mission,
values, and policies
values, and policies
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
I will act for the good of the communities of which I serve.
I will act for the good of the communities for which I serve.
I will strive for excellence
I will strive for excellence
while I faithfully,
while I faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and ethically perform
and ethically perform
the duties of engineer with the Unified Fire Authority.
the duties of engineer with the Unified Fire Authority.
You are now duly affirmed.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Kind of nervous. When I got promoted, they made me talk about me. So this is kind of weird. But what I realized is this is the first test for these guys as supervisors, is to now delegate something that might be important to them. So hopefully I can do Paulie justice. So about 20 years ago, I was on the crew with Paulie, and I heard about him before I knew him, before I met him. He was this enigma that had this nickname, BOP, Black Ops Paulie. So what that nickname meant, he was kind of the go-to guy for whatever job you needed that might be hard or secret or special. Have the guy hike over 9 miles and pick up a pump and bring it back, or we need a guy to go get a QB for the crew, or a guy to go be a lookout. Whatever it was hard or complicated or special. BOP, Black Ops Paulie, was the guy to do it. So when I met him, I was definitely impressed, and I was excited, and he met all my expectations and what his reputation was. So when he hired full time, he came to my engine, and he was my trainee, and I was super excited, but I was a little bit nervous because sometimes engine work is a little bit different than crew work. Sometimes you're not hiking all day, not doing a lot of exciting stuff. So one of our first assignments, his job was to kind of shadow me and learn what the engine world was all about. And he was assigned to be the engineer for on a wildland engine, the engine operator. And so he was assigned to run this hose lay. Super not exciting. He gets to sit in front of the engine and run 100,000 gallons of water through this engine at the same pressure for 8-10 hours straight. And so I was a little bit trepidatious about what his attitude was going to be like at the end of the day when I came down. The rest of the crew's up spraying the fire, doing exciting stuff, and he's just watching the pump, making sure there's water in it, doing important stuff, but not exciting BOP stuff. So when I came down, he was happy. He learned a lot. He had a great day, and he said, "Hey, I wrote you a poem." And he wrote me a poem. And it wasn't any just mundane roses are red, violets are blue. It was an epic ode that only an English major could have written. And I wish I still had it, and I would read it to you, but I don't. But it was just a good example to me that he wasn't just the guy for the special assignments or the hard stuff. He was the guy that you can put in any role, and he's just going to excel at it because he's good at it. And he's always been that. So regardless of where he is in the organization, he's gonna kick butt at it. So yesterday, when you get promoted, they give you these things on your collar, these bugles. There's a lot of boring history behind them, but you put them right here. It signifies you're in charge now. You have an authority, and it's kind of a respect thing and a rank thing.
So yesterday I took these off of my uniform. Now I'm going to cry. And I wanted to give them to Polly. And come here. There's nobody today that I think deserves these more to me than this guy. So you got to promise me you're going to mentor somebody and give these to somebody else, right? All right. Thanks. Appreciate
Don't use Black Ops, Paul, when I copy. Paul, you've been chosen by virtue of your background, training, and personal qualities to be a staff captain for Unified Fire Authority. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on and off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Authority, its personnel, and the quality of service that UFA provides to the citizens we serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Paul Story,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the vision,
that I will uphold the vision,
mission,
mission,
values, and policies
values, and policies
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
I will act for the good of the communities of which I serve.
I will act for the good of the communities for which I serve.
I will strive for excellence
I will strive for excellence
while I faithfully,
faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and ethically perform
and ethically perform
the duties of staff captain for Unified Fire Authority.
the duties of staff captain for Unified Fire
You are
Authority.
duly affirmed.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, if I knew it was going to be a roasting, I would probably have prepared better. But there's a document titled The Expectations of UFA Leaders. And in that document, it describes how a leader empowers others to make quality decisions. So in order for said leader to do that, they need to live the values of the UFA. Now, you can find out what the values are. They're on the walls of all of our fire stations. They're listed right here behind me. You can ask members who have memorized them, the smart ones using a clever acronym, or you can look at the examples of the lives of those that are truly living them. So tonight I'd like to give you a couple of examples from the life of this captain. So whether it's on a fire incident, a medical call, in the station, or on the pickleball court, he treats everyone equally. And for better or worse, like family. After every emergency call, there's an AAR, an after action review that's conducted. And it leaves everyone involved feeling like they're a member of the team. Now, there's a lot of fun, plenty of fun to be had. But using his knowledge, his skills, and ability, he can identify a need. And after verifying that a patient is okay, is well taken care of, he proceeds to fix and finish the concrete flat work that is quickly becoming a secondary issue for the patient as it sets and dries in the hot sun. Now, I can go on and on, as many of you know, about anything really, but on and on about how this individual is a great example, how this individual has many good works, and how this individual has a commanding mustache. But I will conclude, and so it is my honor, and I'm very excited to introduce to you my colleague, my friend, my brother, Captain Banning, like Tanning, but with a B, Stevens.
Evening. Ben, raise your hand so everybody knows where you're at. All right. I had the privilege to meet Ben. Actually, I had the privilege to be Ben's captain at Station 125 many years ago. This is also where I met his supportive family. When I took the bid at 125, I only knew of Ben, didn't know anything about his firefighting skills, his paramedic skills, didn't know that he was a fantastic cook, made killer lemon bars. Did not know anything about his dry sense of humor and his character. I soon found out, though, Ben was a fantastic firefighter. That guy, you, Ben, always wanted to perfect his craft and teach others. What was great about all that, in addition to that, was, Ben, you're a great paramedic with a skill set that you would want working on your family. I watched you numerous times. Didn't matter how many times we got up, you took care of that patient like they were your own. 4 or 5 times, it didn't matter. For as long as I've known you, you always done the right thing, staying up late, taking care of all the new firefighters, new paramedic students that came through our station. They were lucky to have you as one of their preceptors. I'm not going to stand up here and give you an official advice because I know you're doing the right thing, Ben, for the community and the people you work with. The unofficial advice I'm going to give you is never, ever, ever let your medics watch you conduct a news interview after a fire, because everything is always suspicious, right? I do want to have one quick story. We were lucky to have 2 fires in one day. On the second fire, we were down a guy. Greg, do you know who that was? Okay, so we were down a guy, and this fire was very close to the station. As we were going, we can see the header. When we approached into the complex, we took a hydrant. We later found out it was dead. No water. So as I'm walking around, doing my size up, Ben on the tailboard of the engine had an LDH in hand and says, "Hey, Cap, will you help me with this?" I said, "No, I'm busy with dispatch." He shrugs his shoulder, working hard. He runs 300 feet to the next hydrant, yelling America, all the way. Ben, we're all proud of you. We know that your rank officially changes today, but I know your desire to do the right thing will never change. Today, we're here to celebrate your hard work and your accomplishments. Congratulations. Okay.
Recently, John and I were doing captain interview prep, and I can say that over the last few years, he and I have definitely done a lot of interview prep. John listed initiative, dedication, and compassion for his core values. The top core values as a firefighter and now as a captain. John lives out these values daily, both on shift and on his days off. His work as a paramedic, a heavy rescue tech, with our USAR program, as a dog handler, and with our fitness committee have demonstrated, affirmed, and tested those values. They are part of your character and they make you who you are. And as each of us has professional values, we have our personal values. I've been very lucky to know John for a long time. And there's certain things about him that have remained constant over the years. His personal attributes. And I want to talk about two of those tonight. His passion and his loyalty. Anyone who knows John knows his passion, his excitement for life, and the things that are important to him. And the best way I can describe his loyalty is that he's a pack animal. He extends his pack to most humans and to every dog that he meets. Some of the best examples of these attributes are his passion and his loyalty to his family. John is so passionate about being a husband and being a dad. He and I have had many conversations about balancing family and work. And I can tell you that I know that the most important thing to him is his wife, Brandy, and his two sons, Henry and Jackson. John's loyalty to his family knows no bounds. John also has passion and loyalty for his friendships. And there are many of us in this room that have felt that passion. He's also very passionate about being outdoors, being physically fit, and about travel. And John has passion for beauty. For as long as I've known him, he's been an artist, drawing, painting, designing, building. And to bring it back around, all of these things, his core values, his passion, professionally and personally, they all help make him the firefighter that he is and the officer that he's become. And I didn't prepare to say this part, but I'm feeling like it should be said. The last few weeks have been very hard for our department and have been very hard for John's crew. And he has been a leader. He has been very strong for them and with them. And it's just one more affirmation that he is ready to be a captain. I'm honored to be introducing you. I'm humbled to be your friend. And we're all excited to now call you captain.
Okay, now you can come up. And your badge pinner. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I'm gonna swear you all in together. And then you're gonna John. Who's gonna pin yours?
Want us to stand by them or like over to
Oh, just back there. Don't lose those. You ready?
Yeah, just give it hugs.
Okay. You've been chosen by virtue of your background, training, and personal qualities to be captains for Unified Fire Authority. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on and off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Authority, its personnel, and the quality of service that UFA provides to the citizens we serve. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your names.
I, John Edgeworth,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the vision,
that I will uphold the vision,
mission,
mission,
values, and policies
values, and policies
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
I will act for the good of the communities of which I serve.
I will act for the good of the communities which I serve.
I will strive for excellence
I will strive for excellence
while faithfully,
while I faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and ethically perform
and ethically perform
the duties of captain with Unified Fire Authority.
the duties of captain with Unified Fire Authority.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good evening. I want to say congratulations to all of our promotions this evening. It's been fantastic to see this. Really proud of you guys. So I'm going to be brief. Rob, in fact, asked me to be brief, and I think he asked me like 3 or 4 times to be brief. I think that's probably because Rob is a pretty humble guy and doesn't want somebody up here gushing about him or saying things about, about how awesome he is, but too bad. Doing it anyway. So it's an honor to be here today, celebrating Rob's promotion to Division Chief. This is a moment that signifies years of hard work and dedication and leadership. It's a testament to Rob's leadership qualities and his ability to inspire and motivate others. Rob has shown that he has the vision, strategic thinking, and people skills necessary to lead a team and to ensure that they are able to handle any situation that arises. Rob, your promotion is not just a recognition of your past achievements, but it's also a vote of confidence in your ability to be a leader. I've had the privilege of knowing Rob for over 20 years now, which sounds crazy, but it's true. And I've seen firsthand his unwavering commitment to others. He sees the potential in others, and he has the ability to motivate and inspire. He expresses gratitude, and he celebrates others' accomplishments. Rob is patient, he's responsible, he takes accountability, and he pushes everyone around him to better themselves and to better the team. On behalf of everybody here today, I want to congratulate you on this achievement. I have no doubt that you're going to continue to be an outstanding member of our organization and a source of inspiration to those around you. Your leadership and your commitment to others is undoubtedly going to make a huge impact to our organization. To you, Rob, so close. To you, Rob. I greatly value your friendship. You've been there through the really good times, all the fun times we've had skiing and hanging out together and with our group of friends. And you've been there through some incredibly difficult times. You've always shown compassion, especially to me, and thoughtful guidance to those that need it. You are and will continue to be a mentor of mine and also a dear friend. Congratulations.
Right there. Rob, you've been chosen by virtue of your background, training, and personal qualities to be a division chief for Unified Fire Authority. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on and off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Authority, its personnel, and the quality of service UFA provides to the citizens we serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Rob Ayers,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the vision,
that I will uphold the vision,
mission,
mission,
values, and policies
values, and policies
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
I will act for the good of the communities of which I serve.
I will act for the good of the communities of which I serve.
I will strive for excellence
I will strive for excellence
while I faithfully,
faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and ethically perform
and ethically perform
the duties of Division Chief with Unified Fire
the
Authority.
duties of Division Chief with Unified Fire Authority.
Great.
So last month, we started a tradition where division chief and battalion chiefs get to speak without me telling them ahead of time. So Rob, you have to speak.
Well, it's sort of funny because I was supposed to be here last month, but we were on vacation instead. So I guess that's my fault for pushing it off. But I did know that that was going to happen. So I am prepared. And I, first of all, appreciate everyone sticking around. I know this is kind of a long night, and I promise I'll be less than 2 hours. I did know about the speech, so I kind of thought about it a little bit this weekend. I'm not much for speeches myself personally, but over the weekend I kind of had a couple events that I experienced or whatever that sort of I think are gonna. I'd like to pass on with everyone here in this speech. So the first one is an email I received from a friend of mine from high school. I grew up outside Philadelphia, and he wrote an email to the kind of president of our class, the guy who's keeping track of all of us alumni, I guess 25 years later, maybe a little longer than that. And I read his email, and a lot of things kind of like struck me as being appropriate to this event. So I wanted to share one thing there, and I think what I'm going to do is just completely pirate what he said out of the email, so that way I didn't have to plan anything. But one of the things that he reminded, I think, all of us about was one of the lessons and one of the themes at the high school that I went to that kept coming up. Like a lot of our English teachers would, reinforce this quite a bit. Was the idea of noblesse oblige, which is the idea that those of high rank have the obligation to be honorable, generous, and responsible. And I think that struck me, here. I think this is, I never would have thought myself being in this position, 20 some years ago when I started in this job. And I think that's something that I want to continue to remind myself of, that, you put all this exciting stuff on your uniform, but it doesn't mean that you've arrived, right? It means that you now have this greater responsibility to the captains and the paramedics and the engineers and everybody else who are responding here. And that's especially true, I think, in my position, which is a support position here at UFA. So I don't really go on calls anymore. Maybe every now and then when I get mandatory, possibly as a captain, I might go on a couple calls, but it's not looking like that's going to happen anytime soon. So anyway, that theme I think was interesting and it stuck with me. Just wanted to pass that on to everybody. And I think this sort of philosophical obligation is sort of really important for someone in my position now, I think, to remember. And I hope that all of the people around me, everyone in this room, if you see me straying from that philosophy or whatever, I'd expect you to come into my office and kind of set me straight again. So I really appreciate that. So that's the first thing that I'd like to pirate from somebody else and pass on. The second one, a couple of days ago, Chief Burchett actually had a speech, and I listened to part of that. And one thing that he passed on from Captain Matt Hamilton was that one of the expectations that he gave his crew, and I think I'll probably screw this up or whatever, but the first thing that he would tell his crew was that what we do matters. And when he said that the other day, I started thinking about that a ton, and I thought, man, that is exactly why we're all here, right? So what we do matters. I don't really, like I said, I don't really go on calls anymore. I'm not the one walking into somebody's house and helping them. I'm not putting out fires. I'm not doing any of that stuff. But I think the work of the EMS division, if we can hold that as, kind of a core philosophy of our EMS division, that what we do matters, I think that is really important. And I think, as a support division with UFA, I think what I'm hoping to do and what I hope to continue on, right, is to provide the support, the training, the guidance, and the resources for all of you who are going on calls every single day. And you guys are the face of Unified Fire Authority, the ones actually doing the work. My hope is that our division, EMS division, can provide the tools and the training and all the resources necessary for you to do your jobs and be the best at your job. So I think that is all I had to say about those things. I did want to leave just by extending some thanks to all the people who've kind of helped me get to where I am. There's a lot of people in this room here who have influenced me, who've helped me get to where I am right now. There's some people who are not here today. I do think if this is being broadcast live, I believe the rest of my family is watching from across the country. So I thank them for everything that they've done and their support, even though I'm several thousand miles away from them. I think it's pretty cool that they can hopefully be here. I don't know if you guys turned that on or not, but hopefully you did. We'll see. So anyway, hi out there. My brother and my sister, I think, possibly are on, and my parents as well. And then I also wanted to thank Lori and Ben and Violet for all of your support and allowing me to leave our house every single day and come here and work, because I love it here, and I appreciate your support in allowing me to come here and do this work. So thank you very much, and also congratulations to everyone else who's promoted tonight. I don't think I could have chosen a better group of people to share a promotional ceremony with. So thank you very much. I think I'm under 2 hours. I appreciate everybody coming, and have a great night.
Okay, I'll make my comments brief. I know we got it started a little bit late, but what I want to do is also thank all the families for their support. I know the testing process is not fun. It's stressful. It can take you away from your loved ones for a lot of time. And then once you get on the list, then you're just kind of waiting and hoping people retire. And I know that's hard to deal with. So thanks for being there for these three, especially. The captains and engineer. And Rob didn't have to test, he just did an interview, and that's a little less stressful, I think. But I want to talk really quickly about the positions and what they mean to our organization. The engineer position, Colin, the safety of our crews is in your hands, right? So everything from vehicle checks to driving 1039 in your response district to pumping a hose line to your first in crew. That's all you. So have pride and ownership in your position, like I know you do. Your apparatus, all the equipment that you oversee is you. So I know you're not going to be the engineer that pencil whips the checkoffs and stands outside on medical calls and doesn't turn out for fire calls because you don't need to go in, but that happens. So be proactive and engaged and realize the importance of your position. Last, I say this with every engineer promotion, but they have a unique opportunity to sit in the cab of the engine when the other two paramedics and firefighters are gone. So they have a one-on-one time with the captain, and a lot of good information can come from that. I wasn't going to say that tonight, but after the funeral on Saturday, Jake Skaugard mentioned that his time in the engine with Matt was super valuable to him. So I thought that was kind of neat to pass on again to you. So enjoy that time. For our captains, where'd you go? I like making eye contact. There you are. Perfect. So that test I was talking about, it is no easy task. And it can take years to get on the list high enough to get promoted. But you three put in the work, and thank you for that. You are the three we need promoted tonight. And I want to talk a little bit about the responsibility as I see it from my position. And that is that the captain has the most influence on the success of our department. A well-led station makes for a well-led department. And I go around and do station visits where I visit with the crews all year long, and I can tell when the captain is leading. The crew looks sharp. They're sitting there ready with questions. The station's tidy and well kept. The apparatus is cleaned and ready. And usually there's a list of things to accomplish on the whiteboard. The crews in general, because of that, seem more positive and have solutions to their problems and don't just want to complain to me because they have my ear. So no pressure on you three, but the future of our fire department is in your hands, not mine. So lead your crews, hold them accountable, and look out for their well-being. The staff captain, where's Paul? So this is a unique position for us, but it's extremely important. So the position is he'll be the fire management officer for Camp Williams, so the entire military base. So he'll be leading a team of seasonal wildland firefighters to cover the wildland needs of the entire camp base. So Paul's going to be coordinating on his own. He's off on his own a lot of times with military personnel, meeting the needs of the contract, and making sure that his firefighters are ready when those fires happen so they can keep them small and manageable. It's critically important because on all sides, it's bordered by Bluffdale, Eagle Mountain, Harriman, and Riverton. So if those fires get out of control, it's not a good thing. It's a cool opportunity for Paul to be promoted as an engineer, or from an engineer up to this position. But because of his wildland experience and his leadership training, you're going to do great, Paul. Thank you. And now for Rob. So Rob, he mentioned it a little bit, but his team is responsible for all of our medical training, medical licensure, coordination with the Bureau of EMS, and managing all of our data from the calls and reporting. So it's a big job, and Rob knows this already, but he's going to be pulled in many directions. I'm excited to see you succeed, Rob, in this role. And for you, I want to reiterate what I said in BC Boot Camp a couple of weeks ago. The expectations for these positions are similar to me. So those are take care of the mission, take care of the people, and take care of yourself. And what that means to me is that for the mission, you're the bridge between administration and all the people that you oversee in operations. You've got to carry out our mission from administration, even if you don't always agree. You've got to get the message out and understood, and you've got to bring information back to us in a meaningful way that we can use to make things better. So take care of your people. So you've got a team of 5, 6 people, but you also have the entire department that you're somewhat overseeing with the medical side of things. So make sure you treat them with respect, inclusion, and equality. Give them the opportunity to make mistakes, learn, and grow. But hold them accountable and realize that there's a different way to lead based on personalities. So you need to be present and supportive for those people. And then take care of yourself, physically, mentally, and financially. You all have probably heard this a number of times now, but one of my areas of focus is the health and well-being of our employees. So that means to me as an organization, we provide resources and tools to allow you to choose to be successful and happy. And I want you, Rob, to be an example of what that looks like. Choose success and happiness in your new role. And don't forget about Lori and Ben and Violet. So a few general comments about all the positions, and I'll wrap this up. I'm super excited about the promotions. We've had a number of them recently, and I couldn't be happier about where we are today. They're all unique, they're all different, but they're all critical to our success. So thank you for putting yourselves out there. Thanks for putting your name in the hat. I encourage you to continue learning and growing and get ready for the next position. So, there's another page. I'm just kidding. That wraps it up. So we have some cookies and water. And then the 6 of you that were promoted, you need to sign your oath before you take off. Courtney will stay here to take photos with you and your family, and we can stay as long as you need to do that. But thanks again. Let's give them one last round of applause.